Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Powley's Fragrance Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at an interesting and somewhat curious fragrance from the house Micaelangelo, and this is called Bellagio Uomo, which is a 2000 release, and this is an EDT eau de toilette concentration. So Bellagio is a small village that borders between Italy and Switzerland, and it's known as the jewel or the pearl of Lake Como. So I would say this is an extremely unique smelling scent, but I find it to be somewhat incomplete. Like you go to a play, but there's no last act. It has what I'd say underdeveloped potential. This is a citrus dominated fragrance that is slightly earthy, spicy, and definitely peppery. So this is not going to be for everyone. Especially the modern gentlemen, they will be thrown off with this scent profile. This is going to be for a vintage lover, a man that's probably in his late 30s and up, 40s, 50s, 60s. And I think a real fragrance lover would possibly like this because you have to appreciate it. I'm not sure if it's still available, but my bottle, from what I see in the moment, is from 2006, so it's 19 years old. Definitely try before you buy, because this is not going to be for everyone. So I'm going to take this out of the package, and it has one of the most unique bottles I've ever come across. You can take the top off for a sprayer and the bottom off for a sprayer. So we're going to give it a shot in the back of the wrist. It doesn't have the best sprayer by any stretch of the imagination. It's kind of a house sprayer. So initially, you get a very sharp fizzy. It's sweet, but a bitter citrus that is slightly earthy. And this is like when you cut open the grapefruit and it has that earthy scent to it. And so grapefruit is, I find, one of the most curious scent profiles because it's very sweet, but then you notice kind of like this bitter earthiness, and that's also the grapefruit too. So it has two facets. As this dries down, that adds the mixture, becomes a little bit spicier, and it becomes definitely more peppery in its fragrance profile, but it's still dominated by the citrus. Later on, I find it's still bitter in a citrus manner. It's definitely earthy, but I find it has a green herbal aspect to it now, and it becomes slightly woodier. But this is where I would say the fragrance leaves you wanting more. And you're thinking to yourself, well, it's come this far, where is the last dry down? But it never occurs. So I think if this fragrance, it lacks some power, it lacks some depth, and it's, I think, possibly a brilliant composition that remains unfulfilled. As advertised, the top notes are yuzu and grapefruit, the mid notes are nutmeg, pepper and cardamom, and the base notes are sandalwood, musk, and cedar. Some people think that this is a little bit of an animalistic fragrance, or they compare it to the original Acqua di Gio, but I don't see that much of a similarity. I don't even find this fragrance that animalic in terms of some of the citrus fragrances from the 80s. Performance on this one, I would say, is below average. This is a major strike against this fragrance. It only lasts a couple of hours and it pulls in tight to your skin. You're going to have to reapply and over-apply, and this is definitely an up-close and personal scent. I would not say that this fragrance is sexy by any stretch of the imagination, or it's not going to get the women excited. This is a fragrance that you would wear for yourself, and I find it this possibly something you would wear out into the woods. This is a little bit, has a rugged feel to it, a very masculine fragrance. So if you're interested in the Italian style of citrus fragrances, this may be for you, because it definitely has that vibe. And I really do like this fragrance, but I think it lacks the power, the depth, and the longevity, and there's a missing aspect in the late dry down which would have made this fragrance spectacular. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Any comments or questions you have, leave them down below, and I'll always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.